I live in Vestal, New York. I moved here in 1988 when I was just 3 because my parents took jobs at Binghamton University. And so I live right on the border between Vestal and the city of Binghamton. And we moved here because the university was great, the area was beautiful, there's cultural events, all of that. You know, it's a small city, but it's a great place to live. I have a lot of friends in a lot of different areas, some of the more rural areas, as well as Vestal, which is actually, I believe we also have a volunteer fire department, even though we're a little bit bigger population than some of the other smaller rural areas. But I have friends on the volunteer firefighter teams. I worry about them in terms of hydrofracking. I worry about flooding. This area is very prone to floods. It's very hills and valleys and such. And when they're talking about clear cutting mass amounts of acreage to put in pads and the roads to connect them and the compressor stations and all of that, I was actually trapped in the engineering building a couple of years ago when campus flooded. I don't know how much that flood cost the state taxpayers, but the whole first floor of the engineering was flooded, and we couldn't get out because there was some construction going on the second floor exit. So I expect there's going to be some sizable more amount of these mass floods. I was involved with gutting houses during one of the last flood with the FEMA and all of that. So I suspect there'll be large amount more flooding and a lot more danger and risk to friends of mine and volunteer emergency. I was also on the decontamination team for the area, so I have an idea of what we're prepared to do and not prepared to do with hazmat. I don't believe we are prepared. I don't think people understand what they're talking about with what's going to happen on their property. From my conversations with some people that have been involved in the firefight discussions that have been going on, just to seal off the area. You don't go in, which if you have a house and the large acreage and there's a problem on your property, no one's coming for you, is basically how it's been set up now, which is pretty scary. Also, our decontamination team right now is volunteer, and everyone has beepers, and they get there as soon as they can, and then they have to suit up and all of this, and they're coming from wherever they're coming from. So not only do you have the time of getting onto an ambulance and coming into the city from however far away, you also have the time for everyone who's on the team to get to the hospital if they're not already there. So if an accident's at night, say, your likelihood is that it's going to be a lot longer to actually get the decontamination team there. Until you are decontaminated, you cannot go into the hospital. Because it's a matter of protecting everyone else in the emergency room. So you cannot get medical treatment or anything, and other than what's provided to you on the ambulance. I'm on the board for the Binghamton Regional Sustainability Coalition. I believe their youngest board member, and I've been working with them for over a year and a half now, and we are working with all different types of stuff. We are, we just helped show Gasland. We co-sponsored the showing in this region with NIRAD, New York Residents Against Drilling. And we're a non-lobbying group, although I lobby aside from that in Albany as a citizen. But we work on education, we do pamphlets, we do panels. We've brought up people from Pennsylvania. We've brought down a lot of the people that we've seen talk today. I think this film will be with some of the speakers. So Penningroth and all of them have come down through BRISC events. BRISC is Binghamton Regional Sustainability Coalition. I'm really inspired by how organized this is, and I really feel like if there's so much organization just for this summit that that means we really have a place to go forward. Also, I'm excited if this is a group that I can lobby under. as opposed to the organization I work with, which is education only. So it'd be nice to be able to say I represent an organization in Albany. Also, I mean, the networking obviously is amazing. We're putting together, I was just talking to one young woman from Watkins Glen who was saying that, you know, they had organized this big stuff and none of the media showed up. And I said, well, you know, I know this guy here in Binghamton who knows every, you know, he has access to every news email address. He has it all on one thing. You know, we can just put these two people in contact and hopefully we'll, you know, that'll already be a huge, you know, if even just more media shows up to the events that this woman is already going to be organizing, then, you know, then this event was a success. I mean, it's just that one moment. So, and I'm sure everyone is having these types of conversations where, oh, you have someone who makes t-shirts or signs at a discount price. You're looking to make, you know, you have the graphic design for that. Put it together. Bam, we've already accomplished something. And I hope we, you know, get even more than that. But that, I mean, just at a minimum, I think that it's already been a success. I mean.